Bentley compared Tuesday's event to the April 2011 tornadoes and says he's relieved there were no fatalities. There's still plenty to do on Juanita Drive and in other parts of Tuscaloosa, and you can help. Habitat for Humanity is always looking for financial donations and volunteers. That's right, Philip. This next family has endured more than one natural disaster. They survived a storm that New Orleans and the rest of the Gulf Coast will remember for decades. The Seed's brand new home comes equipped with a FEMA-approved safe room in case of severe weather. Now, Turning To is a reference to a double play in baseball, and it is based on the philosophy that a lot can be accomplished when working together. And the foundation is doing more than just helping flood survivors. They're providing support and funding to animals in need, as well as encouraging the youth to work hard while maintaining a positive attitude. The governor of Alabama has issued a state of emergency following several days of heavy rain and flooding. One thing that Holston really recommends is to go get your car inspected if you haven't already. The one thing residents talked about was how convenient the grocery store was. Now they will have to find a new place to buy their groceries. Jen, Chicago has more to look forward to this year with their Cubs. The last time the Cubs were in the playoffs was in 2008, but now they finally have postseason life again. The new Joe accommodates all ages, and I have a feeling that it will develop its own charm. I asked fans today to take a trip with me down memory lane. Now, we know that France closed their borders Friday night after the attacks, but Taylor told me that her group is scheduled to leave Paris tomorrow, and they are very eager to get back to Barcelona. 59-year-old Rocky WAGONHURST lost his daughter Claire Marie to melanoma last year. She was accepted to the University of Alabama just 2 days before she died, and they had a plan to attend the Alabama-Ole Miss game together, and this was his way of keeping that plan.
We wish she was here, and we wish we were coming to move her into the dorms and to help her celebrate the game as annoying family members.
When Rocky began his 630-mile journey, he was worried he would let his daughter down, but feeling her presence along the way helped him get over every hill.
She just came into my thoughts, and just she really kind of helped me all the way. Kind of felt like she was just either pushing me or saying, come on, you know, or we'd go down a big hill and just kind of fly along, and I just felt like she was just kind of right next to me as we went.
The Claire Marie Foundation was established after her death to help raise awareness of adolescent melanoma.
It's the second highest cancer in young people between the ages of 15 and 29, and 90% of the cases are between 10 and 19 years old.
Marianne told me her daughter didn't want to be known as the sick kid. She just celebrated every moment she had.
Her classmates at school, since her passing, made a hashtag Live Life Like Claire, which is what we all try to do.
Rocky believes Claire encouraged him to take on this challenge and says the mission helps him accomplish one thing he missed out on.
I just wanted to take her to college. That's it. You know, and I feel like I accomplished that the best way I can.
Rocky knows he will never lose the bond he had with Claire, but now feels closer to her than ever. And he's got one simple message to all parents and kids.
Just be there, you know, as a dad. That's all. That's all you got to be. And be 100%, and don't be afraid of loving them too much.
Tonight's win puts Alabama's record at 3-1, and next week it's off to Athens to take on Georgia. Dolliver believes the battle between Apple and the FBI is because there's a sense of urgency for law enforcement to access information to help prevent acts of terrorism. The smell of barbecue in the air, the smoke that fills the sky, it's a scene you have to see in person to understand the SEC life of tailgating, and one man takes me through his tailgate that attracts a lot of eyes. The board will choose from 6 qualified candidates to fill the District 1 seat, a position once held by longtime board member late James Minyard. That's right, I went back to surprise them with brand new furniture with the help of High Socks for Hope, an organization started by Chicago White Sox pitcher and Tuscaloosa native David Robertson. Robertson started High Socks for Hope to help those affected by the tornado that devastated Tuscaloosa and parts of Alabama in 2011, but they've taken it beyond Alabama. 2 families bound by a natural disaster.
We're family. Katrina made us family.
The Stiles family experienced their first natural disaster.
We didn't have an hour, so we left. We left with the clothes on our back.
While the CAUSEY family survived their second.
Going through Katrina, now that was truly, truly devastating. Unbelievable. Here we go again, really?
But something good would come their way soon, because when High Socks for Hope heard their stories, they immediately wanted to help. Together, we surprised both families with brand new furniture.
Really? What a blessing!
I'm speechless. It's just awesome.
One less thing they have to worry about.
Ooh, I was so excited. I said, finally we can be under one roof again and be a family with a real bed.
I was surprised because I really didn't know what was going on. We saw Miss Diane yesterday, and she said, "Well, you just hold on. Something's gonna happen. Something gonna happen." But I mean, it's truly a blessing, that you still have people that care.
And it's such a surprise because I didn't even know people were thinking of us.
For Billy and Diane's grandkids, they finally have beds to call their own.
They have beds from somebody that cared enough to love them.
And the grandparents have been sleeping in their brand new bed ever since we delivered it. I asked them what it was like to finally sleep in their own bed.
A relief.
Rest. You actually rest.
For the CAUSEY family, they're still living with their daughter. But once they're ready to move back home, their brand new beds will be waiting for them.
Because ain't no place like home.
You guys ready to go back home?
Yes.
No doubt.
Oh, yes.
No doubt. All we want to be is home for Christmas, huh?
Both families are in awe of what they received.
No words to describe it. It really isn't.
It comforts your heart so much that you know that people that have never seen you before are willing to take the extra step and give to people that they don't even know.
And take the time to come.
Yeah, and do the work. And set the beds up.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you.
And if I
Thank
had
you,
10,000
everybody.
tongues, I really couldn't thank them enough. We appreciate everything that they've done.
We are really appreciative of it. And we won't take it lightly, and they'll be forever in our prayers, too.
Thank y'all for everything everybody did, because if you hadn't aired our story, they wouldn't have seen it, and we wouldn't have got the blessings that we got.
High Socks for Hope has delivered more than 70 beds and hopes to deliver 170 more. And for families living in tents outside their home, High Socks will provide heaters for the winter. But the road to recovery continues, and it's not an easy one. Tomorrow, meet flood survivors who are holding on to hope. In this final installment of our Road to Recovery, you'll learn about another nonprofit that is following in their footsteps. Hundreds of kids will get to open presents on Christmas Day thanks to many volunteers and donors. For the past couple of years, the University of Alabama has been studying the link between tattoos and the common cold. To widen the field of study, Lynn would like to take his research to countries where people get tattoos in unsanitary places. But his next step will take him to Samoa, where according to him, they hold extensive tattooing festivals for 3 days. They're calling it the Turkey Dog Rescue, where 24 special dogs will be airborne to the United States. And we'll show you what supporters are saying is a whole new side of Senator Marco Rubio.